All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. KB Fantasy Sports back at it again, this time with some NBA action as the Knicks are in Indianapolis to take on the Pacers in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers are up by 2 games, and we're going to go ahead and simulate this game right now before the real game happens in real life. Let's go. All right, and as usual, our official Microsoft Excel spreadsheet scoreboard right there. And right next door over here, this is our official dice rolling app we'll be using to simulate the dice rolling. If you want to know how we simulate the dice rolling for basketball games, just leave me a question in the comment. If you like this video, click that like button. If you like all of our videos, don't forget to click subscribe. So let's go ahead and get this thing tipped off. Here we go, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 3, Knicks versus Pacers. Here we go. All right, the Knicks are the visitors, so they will roll first. And they start off with a huge double. That's incredible. They get a bonus roll of 6 for a total of 18. And the Pacers get 7. All right, if you're the Knicks, you can't really start off much better than this. They lead 18-7 with 9 minutes left to go in the first. All right, here we go. Back to the Knicks. They roll a 7, and the Pacers get 5. All right, as we all know, no lead is safe in dice basketball or in real life if you're playing the Pacers. But either way, halfway through the first, the Knicks are up 25-12. All right, here we go. Back to the Knicks. That's a double. That's a 2, so they get a bonus roll of 1 for a total of 3. And the Pacers get 9. All right, 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The Knicks still lead by 7. All right, last roll of the first quarter for the Knicks. They get a 3, and the Pacers get 5. How quickly things can change. The Knicks get off to a scorching start, but they still lead by 5 at the end of the first. All right, starting off the second quarter, the Knicks get 9, the Pacers get 7. All right, 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The Knicks lead 40-33. Here we go, back to the Knicks. They get 5, and the Pacers get 6. All right, the Knicks still lead by 6 halfway through our second quarter. All right, back to the Knicks. They get 4, and the Pacers get 8. All right, 3 minutes left to go in the first half, and the Pacers have cut the Knicks' lead down to 2. All right, final roll of the second quarter for the Knicks. They get 7, and the Pacers get 8. All right, we have ourselves quite the game here. The Knicks lead just by 1 at the half, 56-55. All right, the Phantom halftime show is over. Back to the Knicks for the start of the third quarter, and they get 7. The Pacers get 8. All right, 9 minutes left to go in the third. The Pacers have finally tied this thing up. We are deadlocked at 63. Here we go, back to the Knicks. They get an 8, and the Pacers get 7. All right, halfway through the third quarter, the Knicks are up 71-70. Back to the Knicks. They roll an 8, and the Pacers get 4. 3 minutes to go in the third. The Knicks go back up by 5, 79-74. All right, final roll here of the third quarter for the Knicks. They get 5, and the Pacers, that's a double. That's 8. They get a bonus roll of 6 for a total of 14. All right, into the third quarter, the Pacers have clawed their way to a 4-point lead, 88-84. Let's see what the fourth quarter has to offer. All right, back to the Knicks. Start of the fourth quarter, they get an 8, and the Pacers, that's a double, that's a 4, bonus roll of 1 for 6 more for a total of 10. All right, 9 minutes left to go in this game 3, and the Pacers are up 98-92. All right, back to the Knicks. They get a 6. That's a double. They get a bonus roll. There's 2 more for a total of 8, and the Pacers also get 8. 6 minutes left to go in this game. The Pacers are up by 6, but still, anything can happen. All right, here we go. Back to the Knicks. They roll a 9, and the Pacers get 4. All right, the Knicks cut the lead to 110 to 109. Pacers lead with 3 minutes left to go in the game, and I have decided to enact the possession by possession. We're going to play this game possession at a time since we are so close until we finish this game. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Knicks ball. If you want to know how we simulate possession by possession, just let me know down in the comments. I will answer any questions for you, but nevertheless, Knicks with the ball. They roll a 5, so they are going to the free throw line. First free throw is no good. Second free throw, also no good. Pacers with the ball. They roll a 5, also going to the free throw line. First shot, no good. Second shot, up and good. All right, Pacers up 111 to 109. 2:30 left to go in this game. Still, anything can happen. All right, Knicks with the ball. They roll a 1, so they turn the ball over. The Pacers get the ball. That's a 2. Chance for a two-pointer. Up and good. 2 minutes left to go. The Pacers are now up by 4. Here we go. Back to the Knicks. They roll a 3. That's a chance for a three-pointer. And they miss it. Back to the Pacers. They roll a 6. That's an automatic 3. All right, minute 30 left to go. The Pacers are now up by 7. All right, 90 seconds left in this game. Knicks ball. They roll a 1. They turn it over again. Back to the Pacers. They also turn it over. All right, the Knicks are in dire trouble, down by 7 with a minute left. All right, ball goes back to the Knicks. That's a 3. Chance for a 3. They miss it. To the Pacers, they roll a 5, so they're going to the free throw line. First shot up and good. Second shot, no good. All right, 30 seconds left to go in this game. The Pacers up by 8. The rest is pretty much garbage time. All right, ball goes back to the Knicks. They roll a 5, going to the free throw line. First shot, no good. Second shot, also no good. Ball goes to the Pacers. They roll a 2. Chance for a two-pointer, up and good. All right, there you have it. The Pacers come all the way back and win 119 to 109. Well, there you have it. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference NBA Finals in the books. The Pacers started off horrible, but they come back and win 119 to 109. Big surprise there. All right, so we simulated Game 3. The Pacers won, but will they win in real life? Well, we're going to have to wait a few more hours for that to happen. But regardless, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching at KB Fantasy Sports. Like, subscribe, throw me some comments, and we will see you in the next video.